A good podcast requires a good beer. So that's why I always go to my go-to, Keystone Light. If I'm going to the store, I don't want to buy a 12-pack. I want to go for a legit 15-pack. When I go to a party, I don't take Rainier. I take Keystone Light. And you know what? It tastes so good, I'm going to have it right now. Cheers, folks. Yeah, there's a burp coming in. That's good.
This week's podcast brought to you by the Beefy Boys. Three cool dudes hanging out talking about music, video games, and sports, and anything else that hits our fancy.
Yeah, check them out at www.beefyboys.com or on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Yeah. If you love their logo, you can buy their merch, www.cafepress.com/beefyboysmerch1.
And oh, baby, you know you're going to find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Find us on Twitter at Beefy_boys. And you can find us on Instagram at official Beefy Boys, because it is official. Make us blue check marked, keep following us. And you can find us on Facebook at the Beefy Boys. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Beefy.
What up, knuckleheads? Welcome to episode 104 of the Beefy Boys Bud Club. I'm Joe, and I'm joined here with Vito.
What up?
And Christian.
I was going to say, did you forget my name?
I took a sip of coffee, and Vito's intro for himself was so fast, I wasn't expecting it. I was like, oh no, there's coffee in my mouth. 104 episodes in, still bringing the good shit. The good shit. Shit, 104, that means we got to be at 2 years now, huh? Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
We're past 2 years.
Yeah.
We were 2 years in like October.
2 years doing this stupid show.
I thought it was just 1 year.
No, man. It's
no,
been 104 episodes.
Holy shit,
2
man.
Years.
We've been doing this thing remote for 6 months.
I forgot that COVID's almost been a fucking year already.
Yeah, exactly.
And then,
man.
Yeah, we had, in our first few episodes, it was gearing up for Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I was just thinking about Red Dead 2 because I'm thinking about installing it just to see how it runs on my PS5. Not that I've been doing that.
I was thinking about playing it when I get my Series X. I watched a video the other day that made me want to fucking re-download it. These dudes are like trying to walk a bowl of soup across the whole map.
I've seen that video, yeah.
But apparently it's impossible.
Like you reach a point at some time where you just drop the soup or what?
You reach a point where the game will like kind of like auto load something and it takes the soup right out of your hand. It just makes the soup disappear.
No soup for you.
And then and then there's another one where it's like, can you zip tie, or not zip tie, but can you tie somebody up and drag them across the whole map?
Man.
So some curious things there, but I've been thinking about getting that. I went out yesterday on the hunt for the Series X, and to no surprise,
you don't have one. Yeah,
I came up short.
Didn't they say that? Well, at least Sony said that they're not releasing any stock to stores, so you're gonna have to buy it online.
I don't understand that. I think I feel like dumb that sounds.
COVID, man.
He just dropped a duty over there by the shed. I'll pick it up after the episode. But yeah, it's I checked Best Buy and Target just because we were in the Target area picking something up. Mm-hmm. I was like, yeah, fuck it. I was like, you might as well just ask in case somebody like didn't pick up their pre-order or something. Do games do fucking consoles come bundled with games anymore or no?
Not really. Not at launch. Although the PS5 comes pre-installed with Astro's Playroom. And there's the you have games with gold, so you have all those available.
Yeah, I've got
Or
all
Game
those.
Pass,
I also
whatever
have
they're calling
Game
it
Pass.
these days. Yeah.
They keep trying to make me upgrade to Game Pass Ultimate so I can get all the EA games, and I'm just like, nah, fuck EA.
But you can get you play Madden every year.
No, I've taken a strong stand, and I'm fucking committed to my Madden boycott.
Oh, why?
I know. I'm playing fucking Madden 20 like it's going out of style.
Because they haven't updated it in forever. Oh man, it's past due for a good.
Every time I log into Madden 20, it's like, buy Madden 21 right now for $30. I'm like, nope, you fucking assholes.
That's like every time I log into 2K20. Yeah, it's on sale right now, man.
I go, you're not clickbaiting me into this one, you pieces of shit. But yeah, it's once I get this red zone going, I'm gonna hop in the office so that way I'm not talking over football here.
Word. Yeah, I've just been.
What time is it even? Is it even 10 o'clock yet?
It is 9:55.
Okay, so that's probably why the stream's not on yet.
There you go.
Like, why the fuck is the stream still loading? And then I realize
it's not on yet. Yeah,
not on.
I wish that those sites like Buff Streams and all those would disable chat by default, because oh my god, that chat window is the worst part of the internet.
Well, when I stream it off the Xbox and on the TV, we don't see the chat box. We just full screen the game and then that's it.
Yeah. I always close it right away, but you get at least one like Holocaust denier racist bullshit. I got myself banned in one of those stream chats because I said wrestling was gay or something.
Hey man, I would have banned you.
WWF. Oh man.
I was gonna say, you don't talk shit about wrestling, especially to like a Mexican. Can you imagine that? Like growing up, all Mexicans have is Cowboys football, Steelers football, and
what's with the Steelers thing? Can you explain that? I've never understood it.
Well, so in like back in the day, football wasn't broadcasted like all that much in Mexico, but they would put the two most popular teams, and so thus being the Cowboys and the Steelers. That's why you see so many people who grew up, I guess, saying, "Oh yeah, I watched the Steelers and blah blah blah." It's like, well, that's because the only game they had to watch was the fucking Steelers.
This is weird.
But in my family's case, it was they're Seahawks fans by default because of us. I mean, because we live here. But they weren't able to watch Seahawks games unless they had good internet access, which in their case they didn't have. And so the only thing that they watched in their like little section of Mexico City was Buffalo Bills games. So they're Buffalo fans. So Bills fans, Seahawks fans, and then me, I'm a Bills Seahawks fan as well because I grew up watching both the Seahawks and the Bills. But I mean, I like the Steelers, even though they fucked the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. I've gotten past that. Vito, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's it's a legit thing, dude. The Steelers literally cheated their way through a Super Bowl and still keep their title, and the referees didn't get fired. The referees
was over the line on the first contact, man.
I mean, it's their literal team name, isn't it?
They're the Steelers.
Ayo.
But
are you on speakerphone, Christian? I hear myself coming through an echo over there.
Yeah, I'm on a speakerphone. I can't keep the fucking phone up to my ear. I have fucking hearing problems. Well, I don't have a audio jack on my fucking cell phone because cell phone companies are retarded now and make dumb phones.
You don't have a Bluetooth headset, man?
Well, I do have a Bluetooth. I have a Bluetooth headphones, but I mean, I wouldn't be able to. I don't know. It's not the same. I could really get them if I'm troubling you so much, sir.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Let's talk quiet.
What time is it? Is it 10 o'clock yet?
Yeah.
I'm
It's 10 on the
fucking
nose.
streaming. I'm getting ripped
Refresh
off
the
here.
page. Like I tell my wife, just refresh the page. It fixes everything almost always.
Yep.
I'm getting ripped off here, man.
You didn't pay anything. This is an illegal stream. How to steal sports. You're going to lose your press credentials for the Seattle Dragons if you're not careful, man. Encouraging stream pirates.
Hey, I was a season ticket holder,
How much did
and
those
there was
cost
no red
you?
zone for those. It cost me $120.
For what, 4 home games?
4 home games, about 5 rows back from the field.
That's crazy good. That's like the cost.
But it was
of
pretty cool, man.
one
We
ticket.
went to 2 games, and I got refunded for every game
All of them?
when
the
they went
season got
under. Yeah.
canceled?
Mm-hmm. We originally rolled ours over, but all right. Oh.
Burp, 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 burp. What else is new? I'm still just playing Assassin's Creed. It's pretty awesome. It's so. Pretty. Game is
Valhalla.
gorgeous. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Tell me a little bit how that game is.
Did you ever play Odyssey? I know we talked about it. I don't know if you ever actually played it.
I still have it. I haven't gotten around to it.
Okay, it plays
Just
a lot.
because,
I mean, it plays a lot like Origins or Odyssey, but it's like Viking England, like the Viking. I had to look it up. This was a real event. Like the Vikings raided England all the time, so it's like in the 9th century, right after what was his name? Oh, Ragnar Lothbrok. That's his name. The famous Viking, of course, took over most of England before King Alfred fought him off. I didn't know that. I didn't realize all these people were actual historical figures until I looked it up, by the way. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. You can launch raids from your Viking ship. Like you just press triangle when you're sailing past like a monastery and you guys just go to town. But the weapon sets are really cool.
Heard a few different things about the game. So I'm just wondering if they've had a big update on it yet, but
I mean, I did have this hilarious bug happen to me where half the stuff just stopped rendering. Like Assassin's Creed is ostensibly a stealth game, and you're supposed to hide in tall grass to stab people. But I had this weird bug where when I got within 5 or 10 feet of vegetation, it would disappear. So also wires and stuff. So I took a screenshot. One is me hiding in the tall grass, but all the grass in the circle around me has disappeared. And another one is me hanging from an invisible wire. And to solve that bug, first of all, I couldn't find anyone else having it on the internet, which was always fun. Did I discover this bug? To solve that bug, I had to install the PS4 version, open the PS4 version, load my save, and then I could go back to the PS5 version. I was like, what? What? That's the other nice thing, by the way. Anyone who's thinking about getting a Ubisoft game, if you have a Uplay account, which is called Ubisoft Connect now, they're doing their own cloud save system, so you can transfer your save to any platform, which is pretty nice. It was painless. I didn't even have to think about it. It just worked, I didn't have to dig through the saves or anything. But I mean, overall, the game systems are pretty much the same as the last two. The one thing they did change is instead of 20,000 icons on the screen, there's 3. And when you get closer, they become what they are. So blue icons are what they call mysteries, which is usually side quests. And sometimes it's legendary beast fights or lost Drenger fights or stuff like that. Gold icons are wealth. That's your crafting materials and armor and weapons and stuff. And white icons are artifacts. It's just like random collectibles. Like, I think it's Roman artifacts and saga pages and stuff like that. Tattoos. Tattoo designs, yeah.
Yeah, that's the game looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. I have no reason to not get it, but I haven't bought anything new until I get the new console. Yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing.
Do you have a TV that can support 4K 60?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been looking it up, by the way. The TV I have, I don't know if I did this on purpose, but it's constantly rated as like the best video game TV. I'm like, damn.
Which one do you have?
The LG. I have the B9, which I know it's not the most modern one, but it's in there.
Yeah, LGs are good.
The OLED, man, nothing compares to that OLED screen. Oof. I can't even look at like a regular TV, you know? Like sometimes you load up something in just regular HD, and I'm like, oof, this looks so washed out. Like, what do you mean? Like, watch the HDR. And like, oh my God, that's incredible. It's a game changer, man.
When you're on YouTube and, you know, you get a channel that actually puts videos out on 4K.
Yeah.
Man, the difference is just fucking insane.
I know. To the point where I can't go back. Although now I'm like, well, like Sony launched their Black Friday sale, so I picked up Watch Dogs 2 for half price, and I'm thinking about grabbing the Avengers game because it's only $30, and I hear the story is fun if nothing else. But like, it's there's only like 10 available PS5 games. Like, what am I gonna do? I could go back to playing PS4 games like a chump.
Yeah.
I don't even think I'm going to get Cyberpunk at launch because it's not the next-gen optimized version, you know? Like,
I probably won't get it at launch.
Yeah.
When does it even come out?
December 10th.
I think that game is going to be so much fun, man.
Yeah.
I think
I'm worried about it, to be honest.
Are you worried about it in the sense of... I was gonna say, are you worried about it in that sense? Yeah, but you know, you got to think about it. They delayed Doom, like the relaunch of Doom in 2016, like fucking 4 times.
Yeah.
So you have to think like games will do that just to like really sort things out. And the one thing about Doom,
there's also a pandemic, so a lot of
there's also a pandemic.
That's
too.
true.
Even World of Warcraft delayed their expansion from the release date that they had ever done, and they've never done that before. Once they put a release date out, they usually stick to it.
It is weird how not having a commute or an office somehow makes work harder, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's harder to focus.
Well, they had to spend a bunch of time setting up systems that didn't exist.
That's true.
That's basically where all the time went.
If you're not a company that's like used to working from home, then yeah, you have to set up all that stuff. And if you're like a video game company, like those people have such like hardcore information security on all their stuff because they don't want to get leaked, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think. Go ahead.
I think Cyberpunk will be fine. A game that's been delayed a lot too is Dying Light 2. I don't even know if they've set a new release date for it. I do know that Dying Light 1 still has like a super, super active community, which is crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. It's weird for there to be a community for a single player game. I own that game. I've never played it.
They have multiplayer, and they built a lot on their multiplayer, and they release free content. They've been releasing free content since the game put out its multiplayer mode. And so its multiplayer mode's got like a whole bunch of different things to it. It's got, I mean, they have their own like escape the city battle royale type thing where you have to fight like different players to get to only one player can take the evac helicopter out. And so you have to fight zombies, you got to fight players, and it's a pretty cool game mode. But I mean, they've been putting out free shit for online since the game has come out, and then their expansion was pretty much almost an entirely new game. So they put out like Dying Light, and then they put out their
The Following
expansion.
or whatever it was called.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was called,
I
but
think it was called The
they
Following.
put it out, and that was extremely popular, and the game was just great, man. I think they did a great job. So they're delaying this one a lot, just like the first one. But I think when it comes out, it's going to be a fun, spooky game to play, just because it's. Yeah,
I mean, go ahead.
The gameplay trailer, or like the gameplay, actually, like the E3 gameplay that they had like about a year ago or something, maybe a little bit longer than that. The game looked fucking great. It looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah. Have you heard of the Instant Game Collection on PS5?
What's that?
It's essentially, it's kind of a Game Pass competitor, but it's more like greatest hits. It's free PS4 games you can play on your PS5. There's like 15 or 20 of them to start. And like I've played most of them, but like Resident Evil 7 is in there. I haven't played that, so I could check that out. Or the Crash Bandicoot remake is in there.
Resident Evil 7.
Yeah. I hear it's going to be too spooky though.
They put it on Game Pass. It's really spooky.
Yeah.
There's no fucking joking about it. It's really spooky. But yeah, you got that, and then I'm excited for the Series X. I think when I finally get one, probably most likely when I come back, when the holidays are done.
Yeah.
It's most
I'm
likely
telling you, man.
be.
Well, I actually haven't seen him post much about the Series X, but if you want a PS5, Wario 64 is on that shit.
I know.
Did you guys
still getting his fucking notifications?
Did you guys see that news story in the UK? How people who pre-ordered a PS5 from Amazon are getting like Instapots and cat food. Like someone is running a racket where they're opening the boxes, putting other things in there, and then taping them back up. So if you're in the UK and your PS5 comes in a box that doesn't have that like Amazon tape, has like clear packaging tape, you probably got stolen.
That's fucking insane.
Right?
That's crazy.
I did hear how people who ordered Xboxes and PS5s off of Amazon in the States wouldn't be getting theirs until like after New Year's. Because of like high demand and whatever, but that's all I heard. I don't know if that was just a bullshit news headline that popped up on my phone while I was at work, but that was just something that I read, that fucking Xbox players and PS5 players are going to have to wait until after New Year's to get theirs from Amazon Prime.
See, I ordered mine from PlayStation Direct before everybody knew about it. So a lot of people was able to get in. Now it's like, as soon as they start the queue, it's forget about it. If you're not in line right away, you're not getting one. People have figured out the system. But I bought it on launch day, and it was at my house within 48 hours. So.
Damn. It's pretty fucking good, man.
People are having all sorts of problems, mainly, honestly, with the one with the disk drive. Apparently, if you don't attach the stand just right, it like makes it like clicks whenever the disk spins, which is driving me nuts. And like certain external hard drives are causing problems. My PS5 has never crashed. Assassin's Creed has crashed a few times, but the PS5 is not. So.
Yeah,
and it's
but games have that
for now. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm fuck. Yeah, I'm getting ready to get mine. I wanted to get it yesterday, but tough luck. Can't get it, but I'm still not like in a rush to get it. So I was like, you know what? We're here. I might as well go to Best Buy and see if they have it. But
have you seen these recent memes of like parents trying to shame adult video game players for buying PS5s? All you adults who got one, don't you realize you're ruining a child's Christmas day? I hope you feel good about yourself. That's what I said.
Fuck about your kid's Christmas day,
your kid. Yeah.
Yeah, you think I give a fuck about your kid? Fuck you. Like, they really want one, why don't they fucking get $500 and go buy one at launch?
Yeah.
Fuck your kid. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. But so I gotta I'll probably be on here for about 15 minutes, but I'll get into sports. But I gotta go to my dad's house. I gotta take him some food. He just got out of heart surgery, so taking him some food. Yeah, saying hi, seeing his scar and all that good stuff. They apparently fucking zapped him, shocked him, and he's got like a big like shock mark on him. So we're gonna check it out, see him, say hi. But
I have one question for you before you launch into sports, Christian. Has anything changed at your work with the new restrictions?
Nothing's changed. As a matter of fact, this is kind of crazy. We had a positive test on our team.
Oh boy.
And we didn't shut down.
What?
Even though all of us had contact, we didn't shut down. And that was apparently due to CDC rules, which is crazy. But we didn't shut down, and we all had to go get tested. So I got 2 COVID tests in 1 week.
I was going to say, didn't you just get tested? Damn.
Yeah. It was fucking... So then I got the good old nose, the actual nose test, and the whole team came out negative except for the person who's positive. They're like legit sick.
Oh, that sucks.
He said he's sick, but he said he's doing okay. He's like it's nothing. He's like it's nothing I can't handle. He guess he's fortunate about that. So yeah, that's good.
I'm just glad I have a job that's not student facing. You know.
Yep. Yes, sir. But yeah, so I guess we'll go into a quick little sports tangent here. As you may know, the Huskies played last night in their fucking beautiful black uniforms. I think they're cool for, maybe one game a year just because the Huskies they've had a blackout uniform before, but the blackout uniform is more of like a one game thing. I don't want them to like overuse it. So I think it's great. I think it's a great uniform, but the main colors are purple and gold. So I like those all purple with the black outlines on the numbers and then the super gold helmets. Those are like one of my favorite uniforms. But, I mean, the Huskies uniforms, whatever. I'm not going to talk about that too much. They looked fucking great last night. First string offense fucking killed it. Another like 400+ yard game for their offense. And Arizona, just came off of a game with USC where they went down to the wire with them, and that was a great game. That was a fun game to watch. But so, coming into it, I was a little bit nervous. Arizona putting up numbers like that on USC, but I think USC is just overrated per usual. But so they played. They killed them. They're up 44-0 at the end of the third.
Damn.
And then the Huskies defense took a Seahawks approach and played soft just because they pulled all their starters. So everybody in there was freshmen and, second stringers essentially. And not to say anything bad about them, but they gave up 4 touchdowns on 4 straight drives. And then the third string offense for the Huskies couldn't even generate a first down in the fourth quarter. So it was pretty bad. Especially when it comes down to a short season like this, you want wins to be as dominant as possible. And that's just because, a lot of people want to talk about, what about the class? You have to show class. No, fuck you. Fuck Arizona. D-class that shit and put up 70 on them. Because when it comes down to the end of the season and they want to figure out, does Pac-12 have the fucking balls to play a Rose Bowl game against, an out-of-conference team?
But the Pac-12 is always in the Rose Bowl. It's in the contract, man.
They're talking about it right now in a sense of is there a Pac-12 team that is strong enough to play against an out-of-conference team? That's what's going on right now, and it's not pretty. It's not good. They're just saying they're pretty much writing off the Pac-12 in general for college football, which, in a sense, I don't blame. Not because I don't think there's enough talent there, but just because I think that the Pac-12 is a fucking joke. And I think the way that it's ran is a joke. I think, Pac-12 president's a fucking joke. Pac-12 referees are jokes. Pac-12 announcers are fucking jokes. And to sit there and listen to fucking two guys that barely even know what they're talking about in week one. They called the Huskies Wazoo around 3 times or 4 times, and they called them fucking Cougars. They called them the Cougars like 4 or 5 times, man. It was fucking insane.
That's so funny.
What the fuck is going on? But the Huskies look fucking great. Their defense was beyond out of this world, man. They were fucking shit up. But yeah, it was a fun game to watch until the fourth quarter, and then I saw that bullshit. Giving up 24 points in garbage time and like 200 plus yards is not what I would consider a dominant win. But it's a win nonetheless. The Huskies are 2-0. And the Seahawks Thursday night football game. Nobody really feeling good about it, until around. I wasn't feeling good about that Thursday night game until about, I would say, Thursday at like noon. I said, all right. I was like, I think they're going to win this game. They got fucking shut down by the Rams. Not a fucking surprise. Like I said that on the show. I said they're going to get fucking shut down by the Rams, and they did. 2 losses in a row, and then they had to play a short week. So I was a little bit nervous, but on Thursday I said, you know what? This team's not going to lose 3 in a row. Said that's impossible with Russell Wilson. They're going to come out and they're going to play a strong game, and sure enough they did. Carlos Hyde had a fucking good game, 70 yards on the ground and a touchdown, and Russell Wilson didn't throw his fucking crazy interceptions that he throws. Mm-hmm. The only thing that drives me nuts about Russell Wilson is he has a great offensive line right now, and they're producing at a very high level. But one thing that drives me nuts is that Russell Wilson makes his offensive line look bad, which is not what I like. I don't like saying that, but Russell Wilson does make that offensive line look really bad. And that's because he gets flustered in the pocket and will just kind of like tuck the ball and huddle up and get sacked, even though he's got, he can have the ability to just throw the ball away. Or, you're talking about an elite quarterback that can't throw the ball away properly, which is not good. And he just eats sacks like fucking crazy, man. Like 3 of the sacks that he took on Thursday, he just tucked the ball and accepted. And it's like, dude, they didn't touch you for another whole second before after you tucked the fucking ball and accepted the sack. It's like, just throw the fucking ball out of bounds. Crazy. But, yeah, he makes the offensive line look bad, which is not a good thing. But that offensive line is fucking nuts. The run game is good when you actually have a running back who's not a rookie. Not to say that DJ Dallas doesn't deserve a little bit of credit, but you can't rely on a rookie to come in and completely elevate your run game and to keep it the same as if Carlos Hyde or Chris Carson was in the game. But speaking of Chris Carson, I don't see them paying him a large contract. He certainly doesn't deserve a large contract just because the guy has never played a full season in his NFL career. And, honestly, it's the way of the business. I don't think you should get a huge contract if you can't play your fucking if you can't be there for your team. You know what I'm saying? He's missed over half the season this year. He missed a good 5 or 6 games last year. And the year before that, he missed a good, 5 or 6 games again. He's consistently missing 5 to 6 games every season of his career. So I can see them signing him, but they're not going to give him the big payday that he wants, even though he can make the argument of, we're so much better when I'm in the game. But after seeing Carlos Hyde come back from his injury and the Seahawks playing like they did, 4 or 5 weeks ago when they actually had Chris Carson, makes you think, we don't have to pay this guy who can't play full season. We can just either get somebody new from somewhere else, or we can just pay him a shitty contract, and which is most likely going to be what happens. But I could see like the Bengals going out of their way and signing Chris Carson for like a stupid big contract, and then he's just going to have the same problems. Can't play a full season. He's not going to be healthy. You take him to a worse offensive line, he's just going to fucking suffer, which sucks, but he's going to suffer. The guy can't stay healthy. He's got big injury problems, which is just not good. But the running back position is extremely, extremely replaceable, in my opinion. You can replace the running back no matter where you are. They're not the ones that teams put their big money contracts on.
Nor should they, because they're so injury prone.
Yeah, unless you have
Saquon be a lesson to you.
Yeah, unless you have, guys like Saquon where they are healthy and they're, essentially the most dominant running back when they're healthy. Saquon and Zeke and a couple other running backs. I just don't think that there's running backs that have that big of contracts. And personally, I think in that business, they're so replaceable that you can't just sign one for a big contract. It just doesn't work. Big pickup for the Seahawks was Carlos Dunlap. I don't know if you've paid any attention to that, but they took him from the Bengals and essentially rejuvenated the tail end of his career. I think he's 31 years old, but so he shows up, and in 3 games he has 3.5 sacks. And in the full season last year, Jadeveon Clowney had 3. And this year he had 0, and now he's on IR. So it is good to see that they didn't waste money on him, and it's good to see that the Seahawks picked up a D lineman who's, just as dominant as you could say Jadeveon Clowney was. But, again, with Jadeveon Clowney's injury history, you don't pay that guy a big contract. It's not going to work. That's why he went to the Titans, and now they're going to suffer because they paid him $17 million, and he's fucking hurt. And he's only had 10 tackles this year and 0 sacks, which is not what you want a $17 million player to produce for 1 year. 17, and you can't even fucking get. You couldn't even 10 sacks. You can't even get a fucking sack. That to me is crazy. But anyway, Snax Harrison's in the game now, so you got him and Poona Ford clogging up run lanes. I just think the Seahawks are on a full tilt forward. They play all NFC East teams.
Yeah,
coming up.
So that's 4 wins.
And, they play – their stretch of games goes Eagles, Giants, Jets, Washington, Rams, 49ers.
Oh, my God. So you get the Jets in there, too?
Yeah, we get the Jets.
Oh, you already played the Cowboys, and they beat you, didn't they?
No. The Seahawks beat them.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they beat a healthy Cowboys, too.
When they were
not by much.
Not awful,
but they beat.
They are now.
Yeah,
I'm really hoping that
Prescott.
the NFC East ends up with like a team that has 4 or 5 wins. It's totally possible,
dude. It might be.
Man.
It might be. The Giants are knocking on that door, man.
I know. If the Browns beat the Eagles today, we're a half game out. It's just so crazy. We were 0-7 or whatever. Oh, we were 0-6. Oh.
But yeah, it's there's a lot to talk about in sports, but I just sports. But yeah, it's been
NBA
crazy.
free
Man.
agency has started too, which is also
and they had the
crazy.
draft. They had the draft too.
Yeah.
But I don't know too much about that. Unfortunately, I got to brush up on it. But yeah, it's a crazy couple of weeks. So I think I think the best thing that could have happened to the Seahawks. This sounds crazy, and I'm sure Seahawks fans won't agree with me, but I think Russell Wilson losing that MVP race is a lot more beneficial in the long run.
What? You're crazy, man.
No, I'm not. I'm not crazy, man. It's less focused on let's get Russell Wilson the MVP, but let's still lose games by having him like fucking bomb the ball down the field to get big yards and to get big plays. And ultimately it just ended up causing him to get 10 plus fucking turnovers in 4 weeks.
I mean, in the first half, in the first few games, he had no turnovers. That's when they were winning. I mean,
well, he had turnovers. I mean, he had turnovers, but he had nowhere near 10 in a 4-game stretch. That was fucking disgusting. And I think now you take the MVP conversation out of his head. He'll get his votes. He's still going to get voted for. But I think Russell Wilson can now take that MVP and not worry about it anymore. Now he can just focus solely on winning out the season and getting his team that number 1 seed. Because if you get the Seahawks the number 1 seed, they're going to go deep in the playoffs. I don't think they're a Super Bowl caliber team unless the defense has a complete turnaround, which they're starting to do. You know, they've generated 13 sacks in the last 3 weeks. That as opposed to what they were before Snax Harris and Dunlap came in. I mean, they were garbage, but now you're starting to generate sacks. Your linebackers are doing a little bit better in the run game and in the pass coverage. It's the DBs, man. The DBs are fucking terrible. And Trey Flowers, fucking awful. DJ Reed, who took over for Shaquille Griffin, fucking awful. He's terrible. You've got so many injuries on the Seahawks. I just don't think they're Super Bowl ready this year. But you bring back Carlos Dunlap next year. You bring back a couple other guys. And I think they're going to be contenders here for the next probably 2 or 3 years. But other than that, if they don't win in the next 2 or 3 years, they're going to have to pay DK. They're going to have to pay Bobby. They're going to have to pay Russell. It's going to get fucking ugly when it gets to that point. So they need to.
I just hope something fucking weird happens.
Like
maybe
what?
The NFC East champion who has all of 5 wins goes on a winning streak, wins the Super Bowl. That would be hilarious.
Imagine the Giants in the Super Bowl. Imagine the fucking Eagles, man, just because they have that opportunity. It's crazy.
Do you know which
retarded,
team has what's the worst regular season record to ever win the Super Bowl? Do you know the answer to this question off the top of your head?
Well, wasn't it 9 and they were 9-7, right?
Yeah, the Giants were in 2011.
It was the Pack. Was it the Packers or the Giants?
No, the Packers were 10-6. It's the Giants, the 2011 Giants, the second time.
9-7, dude. That's pretty awesome.
I remember because they were terrible the next year, and like all the coaches in the beginning of the year, like, you guys are too content with winning. We only won 9 games last year. We're not that good.
It's it'll be an interesting playoffs. Seahawks. Essentially, I would say the Seahawks. If the NFC West keeps winning, so the Cardinals and the Rams, if they keep winning games, then the Seahawks have to win out the rest of the season. They can't lose any more games.
To make the playoffs?
But,
you're going to make the playoffs. You just want to be the number 1 seed, huh?
No, for number 1 seed, yeah. But to make the playoffs, I think they've beaten the teams they needed to beat. So. Yeah. Plus, they've beaten the teams they needed to beat. They've beaten tiebreakers. So if they really want to push, like, hey, well, Arizona beat Seattle once. Seattle beat Arizona. Why can't we put Arizona in their place in the wild card? It's because it comes down to the Seahawks beating Miami and Miami beating fucking
Yes, shared
Arizona.
opponents, which in that case is
Isn't
pretty
that?
much just your record, right?
Yeah, it'll come down to the record for sure.
Yeah.
But I just think after seeing Thursday night's football game, I think the Cardinals are going to take a downward slope. Kyler Murray looked a little flustered, and if you get that guy flustered, he's not good. He's terrible, and you can see that on Thursday. But the guy, other than that, is a pretty incredible quarterback, man. It's pretty fucking crazy.
Well, I feel like that's, although he's been playing better recently, but I feel like that's the path the Giants were planning to take before Daniel Jones stopped being awful for the last few games. Was the Josh Rosen to Kyler Murray, Daniel Jones to whoever the fuck's going to be this time. I didn't realize, so I've seen all the memes that Justin Herbert is 12 years old, but then I saw a photo of him.
Dude, he looks like a youngster.
Quarterback for the Los Angeles Chargers, and he has acne like he just hit puberty. Oh. He also had the haircut of a middle school boy,
he just got his
haircut. He just shaved it all off, but
he got his ROTC cut.
Oh man.
Well, fellas, I'm gonna go take care of my pops. I'm gonna go take him some food. You guys, it's been good talking to you this morning. Fucking love Sundays.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll let you guys. I've got my fucking sports nerd shit out of the way. Now I'll let you guys get your nerdy shit on. But all right, fellas.
All right.
Have a good one.
You too.
See ya.
Oh, wow.
That's being crazy. Oh, I wanted to say this. Christian's gone, but I've been playing a lot of Assassin's Creed, and I found 2 funny Easter eggs. The first was I found an abandoned Dungeons and Dragons game. I forget what they called it, Gnomes and Goblins or something. But it has a bunch of character sheets and stuff and rules. I'm like, oh my god, that's pretty funny. Wow.
That's great. Have you been playing any Joe games recently?
No, not really. I finished Astro's Playroom and Bugsnax last week, but that was it. Bugsnax is kind of a horror game at the end of it. I don't know if I told you the ending, but it's crazy. All right, let's do some Bugsnax spoilers. This is our Bugsnax spoiler cast. So the whole plot of this game is you're on this place called Snacktooth Island where there's these things called Bugsnax that are basically an animal combined with a snack food, right? So the first thing you meet is a strawberry that crawls around on its leaves, and you get all sort of stuff like this. One of the bosses you have to fight is a birthday cake with candle legs. It's called the Daddy Cake Legs. This is basically the humor of the game, right? So it turns out that the Bugsnax are a virus. And Bugsnax are just these weird people who ate too many Bugsnax, and then you become a Bugsnax. So it's essentially a parasite. And the entire island is actually one giant Bugsnax, so it's this sentient parasite, right? So you have to escape. These Bugsnax become evil at the end. So you have to escape, and it's
like a zombie virus.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, except they're these adorable crawling around strawberries. Which explains the mechanic where, when you feed the townsfolk Bugsnax, you choose a body part to become that snack food. So, I have a guy who I just fed a bunch of LaCroix, so he looks like a LaCroix can now.
Oh, that's funny.
It's not called LaCroix, it's called something else, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways, and then at the very end, you escape the island, and the last scene is some Bugsnax crawling off your ship, you brought it back to the mainland. Oh no!
Oh no!
A horror game, yeah. Yeah, that's the only real Joe game I've been playing. Oh, and the other Assassin's Creed thing. Oh my god, I laughed so hard at this. Such a stupid joke. So it was a side quest, and the side quest was this bard is sad because the local bishop gets mad at him for playing music because it's the devil's work or something. And so you have to beat up the bishop in hand-to-hand combat. And then at the end of it, the bard's like, all right, I'm going to write you a song. And the song goes, yeah, punch my bishop. And he just keeps saying that. I'm like, oh my God, that's a terrible joke. Oh my God, yeah, punch my bishop.
Wow.
I can't believe it.
So you're in the market for Joe games then?
Yeah.
We should probably get some listeners to send suggestions then.
Yeah. Yeah, listeners, if anyone
there
has
you
an
go.
obscure game I should check out, let me know. Especially if it's on sale, because the Black Friday sale's going on. And
Yeah,
I
there
picked
you
up
go.
a couple stuff, but nothing like very obscure and Joe-ish. You know?
Yeah.
I think we know what makes a Joe game now. It has to be like bespoke and weird and indie and very goofy. I'm excited about this game Stray. Have you heard of this? You play as a stray
No.
cat. It's like a dystopian future, like cyberpunk world, but you play as a cat. The
Oh,
cat
I have
has a
actually heard
backpack.
about it. Yeah. That's great. That's funny.
There's a Joe game for you. Playing with my cats right now. My cat's knocked a glass over at like 1 a.m., which is always a fun adventure.
Oof.
Damn it. Cats. I was about to go to bed. Oh, man. Such goofballs. Such goofy goobers. What you been up to? Have you started your externship yet? Is that soon?
Nope, it starts on the 30th.
Oh, are you excited? Can
Yeah.
you talk about where it's at? Is that allowed?
Yeah, it's in the village at Virginia Mason, I think.
At the U
I
Village?
think it was called.
Oh, my wife's
Yep.
dentist is right next to the U Village, and that like
Is it Fiddler on the Roof? Or Fiddler on the Tooth?
no.
That's the dentist I go to. It's right across the street. Basically.
Is that next to the U Village? I used to ride. That's on Burt Gilman. I know. I used to ride past it. It always made me.
Yeah.
No, it's at like a Lakeview Medical Center or something. Like if you will go
Oh.
down whatever street that is, Sandpoint, I guess, past the U Village, and you turn left at that weird intersection, like where the FedEx building is or the FedEx office is. It's right there, right? So it's like you're heading toward the Met Mart at the buildings right there. I forget what it's called, like Lakeview Medical Center or something. There's a bunch of like doctors' offices and like testing labs and her dentist.
Oh yeah, it might have had a
Shout
orthodontist
out to
come in
Dr.
there.
Jason Carter. The most generic name ever. My dentist is named Sheena Guar, which is a way cooler name.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, that's pretty much been it. Yeah, I guess we can wrap up. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I've just been playing WoW. Still,
Yeah.
nothing new.
I still love the PS5.
Expansion, I think comes out next week or something.
Oh yeah, that's exciting. Are you still playing WoW Classic?
Yeah.
I wonder, is Tim playing WoW Classic right now? Let's find
I
out.
don't know.
No, I don't see him online on my, Discord friends list here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not seeing him. Nope. He's probably hanging out with my sister and his son.
There you go.
Ugh. I'm excited by these promising vaccine results, Vito. I'm still don't think I trust it. It feels like it's happening too fast, but
I mean, it has almost already been a year.
yeah, I know, but yeah. 18 months I was expecting for a vaccine, and it's really only been 9 months, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm worried about the distribution plan, but whatever. I'm not
Yeah.
intending to leave the house for another 6 months anyway, so my next class and probably the one after are going to be entirely remote, so might just be the way of the future for us.
Yep.
I mean, it has its uses. Like, we're talking about maybe, if we can, like, taking a trip at some point, because as long as I have internet, I can teach my class from anywhere,
Yeah, there you go.
once it's safe again, which is so
Yeah.
frustrating. Like, we almost took a trip, and then the fires happened. Like, oh, man. Just like bad timing.
Yup.
Bad timing. Oh, I forgot to mention, we got a washer-dryer delivered yesterday. That was exciting. That's super cool.
Oh, nice.
The washer has like a see-through lid, so you can watch the clothes getting washed. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I haven't tried to use it yet, but it's pretty cool. All right.
Oh yeah, wasn't all your shit like really broken?
Yeah. I mean, the washer worked fine. Like, the agitator had snapped off, which isn't great, but it was fine. The problem was the dryer, where, like, the buttons... Well, first of all, the door was, like, slightly busted. Has been for years. The working theory is that RSX was putting too many comforters in there to sell on eBay and just ripped the door off the hinges. At least that's what Brad said. I have no idea. But... So it had to be taped shut. And then in addition to that, the panel buttons were sticking, which just caused the entire thing to shut off like every 5 minutes. So,
Yeah.
you know, you either had to sit down there and just restart the cycle 1,000 times, which is like soul crushingly boring, or just accept that your clothes are going to be damp. I said, fuck it, got a new one. And now I'm like excited to do the laundry. I hate doing laundry, but now I'm like excited.
Nice.
It reminds me of the old like philosophical debate about the ship. If you have a ship at sea and you change the mast and you change the sails and you change every plank, is it still the same ship?
Oh yeah.
It's like, because since in like the last 2 or 3 years, we got a new dishwasher, we got a new water heater, we got a new washer dryer. Pretty much all the major appliances except the fridge, which isn't that old. So
There you go. New ship shape.
yeah, it's in good shape. Heyo. All right, I gotta poop from all this coffee, so let's wrap this thing up.
There it is.
This has been episode 104 of the BP Boys Bud Club, and we'll see you knuckleheads next week.
See ya.